because the map that was handed to us was last generation's map. That map doesn't work today. I know, because I use that map. What if that advice is still responsible, but the money rules have changed? That's what we're going to discuss in this video. You worked hard, you saved money, you stayed out of dumb debt, maybe even buy yourself a house. You maxed out your retirement account, your 401k, your Roth, and yet something still feels off. Not because you're lazy, not because you forgot how to budget. And most of us were handed the same middle-class roadmap. Get a good job, save dollars, buy a house, hopefully retire by 55, 65 at the latest. And even if we do these responsible things, do you feel like we're thriving or just surviving? Just feel like we're treading water. And I want to let you know that if you feel behind, you're actually in between systems. Right now, we are in the gap, the transition. And during this transition, the rules are broken. So we need to learn how to navigate them together. Broken rule number one, your income isn't security. Back in my parents' generation, my grandparents' generation, one income was enough. Didn't have to worry about too much. Today, depending on where you live, you might just need 2 incomes to get by, to pay your mortgage, to pay for food. And then if you have kids, well, do the math. You basically have to work to outsource just the basics. So that leads me to broken rule number 2. Savings isn't enough. What happens when the United States is printing money at an astronomical rate? That cash is slowly being whittled away every year. You're pretty much having a 10% haircut just for that security. But it's unfair because you don't see it. You just feel it. And that's where broken rule number 3 comes in. Hard work can't outrun a broken system. A lot of us are salary, so putting in more hours doesn't equate to more money. If you're hourly, that just means to get by, you have to work more hours. So therefore, you're just trading hours because the dollar is weakened. But as Jack Mahler says, and I really love this quote, no man should work for what another man can print. But a lot of us are working for something that just melts in value super fast. I think it's always important for us to have agency and know what we want and figure out a plan so that we can get ahead. The first thing I would recommend is you want to remove as much debt as possible. So if you can figure out a way to get rid of your debt, at least your high interest debt, that should be the first thing you do. I get worried when I see somebody not have a plan around owning assets. If you don't own assets, then you have to basically trade your time for money that's getting printed away. You will never catch up. The best thing I can tell you is nobody's coming to save you. There's no excuse anymore. Everybody has AI. This is where you have to take that first step.